he comes. Yeah. Isn't it funny how a day pans out?
Just last week we headed up the Maroondah Highway to wrap up the first season of On The Fly, and after fishing some rivers along the way we made for Eildon and the Pondage. Eildon Pondage is a great fishery and well worth a visit with the family or a group of mates. Regularly stocked with trout and with easy access, it should be on the must-go list for both novice and experienced anglers. Targeting fish in the Pondage with fly often calls for some wet flies stripped back through the water like these woolly buggers in brown and black, and fish will rise here in the evenings and it can be a lot of fun. Well, while we were up this way, we thought we'd show you Lake Eildon, which is about as full as water as you're ever going to see it. It's amazing to see it so full, and Mother Nature's done in the course of about 18 months what we all thought it was going to take years to do. But we're not actually going to fish it today. While we're up this way, we thought I'd show it to you. We're going to head off now and go and fish the Goulburn River, but it is absolutely fantastic to see so much water in Eildon, and whenever you do get the chance, make your way up here, because now that we've got plenty of water, funnily enough, there's plenty of fish too, so well worth a look. The Goulburn River has been and remains one of the most popular rivers for those chasing trout in moving water, and is one of the only rivers in Victoria that fisheries regularly stock with trout. On this particular day, the Goulburn was running high, and at this level is a big and broad river. And when fishing these broader waters, breaking the river up into its different current seams, structures, bubble lines and weed beds will help you to cover the water effectively, in essence breaking up a big river into a series of smaller parts, and starting with those nearest to you and working out to the limit of your casting. I am constantly surprised by the number of times anglers recount stories of a day's fishing where almost immediately they manage to hook a fish, only to find that the fishing goes quiet or even shuts down altogether. This is exactly how our evening shaped up, as on only my second or third cast I managed to hook a great little brown trout that fell for a nymph suspended beneath the dry fly. Despite our best efforts, the next couple of hours were spent fishing against a stunning backdrop, but we remained with just the one trout on the board. Rises on the Goulburn can be prolific, and as a warm, still day with some cloud cover edged into evening, we sat on the banks and patiently waited for any sign of fish switching onto the hatch of mayflies or caddis that we were certain would happen. It also gave us a chance to look back on some personal highlights of the last 3 months of On The Fly.
Yeah, it's interesting when you ask me that, where is my favourite location or my favourite fish. I'm a hard one to ask, but I love Christmas Island, so you'll always get me there. But Chile sort of blew me away, and that was amazing. Cape York was awesome because it was so untouched. And New Zealand, because you catch a lot of fish there and they're just great. But I reckon even Tassie had me on particularly those morning midge feeders. That's what really blew me away. I had an absolute ball there, and we literally only caught a couple of fish. But that sits in my mind as my favourite fishing. Beautiful. That was good. We've just got out this morning. The fish rising all over in the morning, and this is virtually the first one we've tried to cover, and just put it out in front of him. Bob could see which way the fish was tracking, plonked it out in front, and he certainly found it all right. No hesitation, and bang, straight into it. They could well be feeding on midge, as Bob said, because it's so calm and flat, you know. But if you threw out midge at the moment, it's going to be 1 in 20 million of them. So you throw out like a nice big dun, which there was a bit of a hatch before as well. So they tend to see it, and it's something pretty sustainable to eat, and it's
In situations like this, with so much food gathered on the surface of the water, casting an imitation of a midge can be futile. In these conditions, Bob is a big fan of Bruce Gibson's emerger, and consequently, that's what Gavin had tied on for the morning session, and its presentation can often be met with aggression by the fish. But experimentation is key, and the use of brown beetles and buzzer patterns can also be extremely effective.
beautiful.
Nice fat little fish.
Yeah. I think he's fighting a bit down deeper, so he might even be a brown or something.
A decent sized fish too. Straight ahead down your rod. This is the pot of gold.
Righto.
That's a nice looking fish.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful. Well done.
How good was that?
Well done.
How good
Well
was
done.
that?
Well done. It's been not a lot of food on the surface, so we've been just driving, looking around to find some feeding fish, and yeah, Bob noticed a few little rings there, and we plonked out a cast, and he come up and he found the dun and went to plan, which is good. Well done.
Coming up. He's as fat as a seal, this guy.
Yeah.